Hey guys, so we just got back from Mortal Engines.
Yay!
It was so much fun. Right?
Yeah, it was?
No.
No.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, damn, that sucks. But you guys, this is from the producer, Peter Jackson.
He also did The Hobbit, though.
From the writers of the Lord of the Rings, and yeah, he did do the Hobbit. Was this not epic?
No, not at all.
What? You don't think this was
Generic
epic?
as fuck.
Joe, give me a break. That freaking driving cities, that shit is cool.
Yeah, it was in the movie for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
No, that shit was in the movie for far more than 5 minutes. You driving cities around.
No.
Well, I guess you're right. I'm trying my hardest, guys, because I really like it when movies really build new worlds. We see something a little different. I think this one has some interesting mythos to it. It's a post-apocalyptic world. Well, actually, not really, because these bombs don't seem to cause any sort of radiation or anything like that. They're like electro bombs or whatever.
They're magic bombs, yes.
They're fusion magic bombs because the Earth is perfectly fine with vegetation and trees. But basically, everybody lives on cities that drive around. You have smaller mini cities that drive and larger big cities that cannibalize the smaller cities. And then you have people that you don't want to live like that because that's completely inefficient. And China and the Great Wall of China and things.
Yeah.
And it's all really cool. I will say, the special effects in this film are really impressive. Yes?
Yeah, I'll give you that. What we saw,
Alex?
but there's like a lack of that.
Alex? There is no way there's a lack of special effects in this. You guys are, well, it's just Joe talking.
I thought there was a lot of really good-looking special effects. I don't think it was it was really busy, and so they got away with some things because they put a lot. And if we really looked closely at each individual scene, I don't think it was as polished as Bumblebee, which I really didn't like. And you're still an ass for like missing it and making me watch.
Damn it, Joe! We got to take you to Bumblebee.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I ain't going.
yeah, you are.
It looked really good, but there was a lack of driving cities. Like in the first act, we got some.
Yeah, you're right.
And then there was no driving cities the rest of this movie.
I know. I was trying to give the movie the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. For me, it's like half there. I think that there's plenty of interesting visuals, whether they're cities driving around or whether they're flying machines and things like that, or side characters that use mostly CGI. The story, the dialogue.
But the dialogue was bad.
And Hugo Weaving, I like a lot, and I wish he was in more movies, and he puts in an all right performance here, but there's just not anything to work with. You have some new, fresh faces, some young actors I've not really seen before, and I guess they're kind of likable, but the thing is they have zero chemistry with each other.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's no chemistry, so I didn't even find anybody that I really latched onto. I didn't care about them.
Yeah.
There's no emotion.
No, they were
try
they
to
were in
hammer
love.
it.
No, they were not.
It said. The movie told me they were in love, but there was no...
And this moment of they're in love is actually a crux of a subplot that comes together, and it's supposed to make sense, and you're like, wait, what? No, so it doesn't work on many levels. I think that the story, the dialogue, and the motivations, that's what I was looking for. It just failed to live up to the cool concept of this world and mythos. The villain's motivations is screwy. The hero's motivations is mostly a revenge plot, but the sub-characters' motivations, like they show up, they save the day, and they do these things, but you're like, why are you doing these things? Why are you acting as if like this is something you were always meant to do? Maybe there's cut scenes from the film, but it feels like Jahai, or there's like the pirate lady dressed in red. She shows up, she's a badass, and she's doing badass things, but it's like, wait, but why? If they had tied her more emotionally into the story, or gave her a little bit more purpose on why she's doing it.
No, her friend mentioned she had a daughter one time, and that to look after her after 18
Maybe if
years.
she was lovers with her mother or something like that, or a family member or a long lost cousin, it doesn't matter. Something to tie these characters together, but the characters are loosely tied together. You don't believe their motivations. You don't believe these situations. And it starts off promising at first, I think. Just like Bumblebee, I thought Bumblebee started well. I know you disagree.
There was 5 minutes of like really good movie in the beginning, and then it just.
Yeah, but I even like some of her character development in Bumblebee. We got to talk about Bumblebee another time because we got blowback on our opinion on it, even though it's not our own. Anyways, so it starts competently, but it seem like it slowly careens out of control, devolves into a bunch of cliches in the third act.
It feels like 3 different movies. Like the first act is a wildly different. It's actually
it's
Mortal
trying to
Engines.
do Lord of the Rings.
Well, like the first act is like Mortal Engines, right? It's like its own little cities thing, and Act 2 is Terminator. Like in characters and in motivation, and then that kind of like devolves into like Star Wars-ish. There's even the like there's even some things that happen there, and then we get to the walls of Mordor or wherever we're going to, and it's absolutely the giant wall. And
you make a good point. It is basically an amalgamation of all these different movies. It sort of shamelessly pulls from it, and I don't know if that's the fault of the book because this is written on this is a book series. Okay,
she stayed on the book.
I bet you the book is probably better, Joe, and develops the characters more, and you give more shit. But everybody is so rushed into doing what they got to do to cram it into a single movie that you felt like the motivations to do these things were not there. And the villain, while at first seems like it's going to be a good villain, he spirals out of control into one of those comedy villains.
He has some lines that are like absolutely ridiculous. Like, you're a dinosaur and I'm the meteor. It was one of the dumbest things that got said in this movie.
Moments,
it's just like, oh, wow, that's bad.
And that's why we're saying some of the dialogue. So it really sucks because there's a lot of visual mastery here, in my opinion, of some of the CGI. I was really impressed. It looks high budget to me. The fact that there are so many explosions, there are so many high concept ideas and set designs and things like that, world building, but none of it really lives up to it when you don't have a compelling story, you don't have compelling characters that you care about.
Yeah, nothing really to latch onto. And I'm with you in the beginning. I was really hoping we would see more of the world building and some more of these other moving cities.
I want to know why the good guys and the bad guys or the groups don't like each other. And they touched on it a little bit, but then they're just like, no, we don't like each other, and then there needs to be this conflict.
But I wanted to know why.
There's no fucking point in the conflict. So I don't know what else. What else?
I think we do just a quick one with these.
You want to do a quick one?
For this one, yes.
Final verdict, then.
I think we have more to spoil.
Oh, there's a lot. There's a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
So that we pretty much covered it all. It is a visual feast. I think what this is a great Netflix. If you lower your expectations.
That's exactly what I was thinking. A Netflix movie.
Like a great Netflix original.
Or a pretty good Netflix original.
Good.
Great is a strong word.
Well, the problem is the plot and the characters fail that. But like I'm telling you, I give the benefit of the doubt when we get a new fascinating world like this. But maybe I should be a little harder on it because of how much potential it had. And then they didn't live up to that potential. So it's sort of like Bumblebee at the beginning with Cybertron, and that's the film that I wanted, and that's the film that we see in the trailers. Nothing but Bumblebee. We see Bumblebee so much, and we see Cybertron, and then when the film starts, it's Charlie. Charlie and her problems.
But she names him after a bumblebee because of the noises he makes.
We're still justifying
and not
our
that there's
Bumblebee.
bees in him, or his face is a bee, or he's yellow.
We're justifying that review still. We might have to make.
I don't have to justify anything. If I don't read the comments, they don't happen.
Yeah, they don't. Comments don't happen. All right. Anyways, so we're gonna make go final verdicts ready, and Joe, put it on you.
Oh, wait,
you
me?
Go first. Go
okay.
ahead.
This movie isn't as bad as we made it sound. And we were definitely pretty harsh in what we've discussed so far. I don't think this is a bad movie.
I was lighter on it than you guys. I think the world building is incredible. The visuals are incredible. I like the mythos.
I think the potential of the world is there. I think the world building wasn't as good as you did. So I see that this world can be amazing, but they didn't really flesh it out for me. Like, I want to know why these two groups of people don't like each other.
I have a ton of questions, which we will talk about in spoilers.
So there was a lot of potential here, but they didn't live up to it. The dialogue is horrible. Like, they say some terrible things, like, he's not my father anymore. It's like, really? Did you just say that? But it is really, really pretty, and it was kind of, there were parts that were kind of fun. So this is, if you want to see this type of film and you want to see, like, you may enjoy this. If you are not in the mood for this type of film, I can see people saying this is like a 2 or a 3, it's garbage. Like, this is like real averagey, man. Like, I won't think about this movie at all unless someone asks about it. So this is like a 5, because it did some things really well and there was some potential. Didn't live up to any of it. The dialogue was kind of bad, but it was still okay to watch. So I think it's pretty average for me.
I'm wondering how that marketing is going, because I think when I saw the trailers of it, I'm like, this movie's gonna get crushed. And I don't know whether it's because Hollywood, it's slanted against original ideas. It's all about sequels. It's all about franchises we already know instead of new IPs, and that breaks my heart. When we were there was nobody in the theater.
No.
There were maybe 5
Less,
people.
probably
This is
like
a picture
less
of
than
us
10.
there. Then right before the film showed up, there was 5 more people. And now this was in an IMAX, which I really enjoyed. Kicked up my feet, and seeing this in IMAX, I was like, whoa, this is
like nobody
giant. And there's nobody there. But that's probably because it's a Thursday and people don't really know what the fuck Mortal Engines is. It's a new IP, so maybe it might fill up a little later on. But I do think that it probably won't do so well in theaters. And especially with other things coming out. Joe, what is your take on this?
My take is actually below average.
Okay.
I would give this a 4. In the beginning, I really enjoyed it. The visuals, I wanted to see some cool stuff like that, but it was only in the first act, then it started kind of dying down for me.
What
characters,
was in the second act that you didn't like there?
a lot of the characters.
Okay.
And the things they said and the way they shot it. You know, the
characters,
movie.
Nobody was really relatable. I didn't really like anybody. It's like, oh, this guy died. I was like, who cares? Oh, this one. I was like, they're trying so hard to make it emotional.
Right.
They're trying to get some kind of feeling, but
Without earning it.
Yeah, they didn't earn it.
Yeah.
And midpoint, you already knew what was going to happen. You're like, oh, this is going to happen, check. This is going to happen, check.
Sure.
Everything pretty much checked off my list. I was like, it's more of a Netflix kind of thing for me. It's below average of 4.
Okay. I think I'm right in line with that. I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt because I'm a little easier on movies than you all. I wanted to originally do a 6, but after discussing it with you guys, I think it's a 5 out of 10. It's an average film. It's not something that you need to seek out and watch right
use
now.
that word a lot, average.
It is an average film.
For this,
It's neither terrible or really good. A Netflix watch. Wait until this one hits Netflix. You could save your money. Instead, take that money, go out and see Spider-Man, or force Joe to go to Bumblebee.
Yeah, I'll go with you guys.
I would much rather see, if I'm going to see all this CGI spectacle and world building and stuff, I'm thinking Aquaman, man. Every time I see a new trailer for Aquaman, it is looking so good.
Yeah,
I was sitting by myself and I was like,
He's
that's
getting
a
his
good
hopes
trailer.
up. See, he's doing it wrong because he's getting his hopes
That's a
up.
good trailer. But that was a good trailer, though, was it not?
This movie had some decent trailers, and none of the things in the trailers looked really good.
I saw this trailer. I was like, this isn't going to do all
It
that.
looked like there was cool concepts because there was like cities running around chopping up other cities.
I expected it to be cool concepts.
And there was none of that.
It was cool.
And there was
it was
cool
cool, but
concepts,
yet I was
but that's it.
bored. It was
Yeah.
cool and bored at the same time. I
Cool
was
and bored.
Yeah, it's weird.
So, Mortal Engines, cool and bored, 5 out of 10.
I'm telling you.
An average film at best. And it sucks to see because it's a new original IP. I don't think we'll see. I don't know if there's more books in the series, but I don't think
if they did, let's focus more on different regions. It's like, oh, this we do this over here because these people. So talk about the people in that place or something.
I will talk a little bit
different.
about that in spoilers. So thank you so much for watching. If you want to stick around because you don't really want to spend money on it, we'll tell you what's going on. Okay? All right. See you in the spoilers. Thank you for watching. See you on the next Angry Joe Show. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Hey guys, welcome to the spoiler section. What do you want to? What do you want to jump?
I
into
would have
first?
given this movie 2 extra points
Ooh.
if they had the balls to say, "No, I am your father." So it turns
they
out
had a Star Wars moment.
they had a couple Star Wars moments in this where she's sitting on like this railing and her like robot father figure that's like converted, that's no longer trying to kill her, that actually saved her, and then she's trying to reconcile, but there's no emotional anything at all, so I'm just sitting there bored.
Okay, let me set it up a little bit, okay? So there's a young girl and a scavenger mother, and you have the villain of the film is Hugo Weaving's character who controls London. She finds an
nuclear
atom bomb. Let's just
core
call
or
it an
something.
atom bomb, right? A fusion, whatever. And he sees it, wants to take power of her. It fills his eyes with lust for power. It's the ring, naturally. And so he takes it. He kills her mother,
it.
cuts her face up, leaves her for dead in this world. It's a harsh world. And, he goes on to go to London and the city. And she has to survive on her own, but not really, because here comes Terminator. And you said you heard the Terminator thing?
The Terminator, so there's a theme.
I didn't hear it.
Well, it's definitely there. The third act of this film, they've got like this kind of soft emotional thing that's trying to exactly that theme is playing over and over.
I would have recognized it because that's one of my favorite, but maybe I'm wrong. So yeah, this guy with green eyes, he's a resurrector robot or whatever.
Yeah, they've mastered death.
They
and
were supposed to be mercenaries in this world, which seems kind of cool. It's like, I kind of want to see like war or something with that
there's
guy.
cool stuff
But
you
no,
wanna
he's just a
see.
rogue. He's trapped in prison. He's constantly calling out her name, and we see the twist for that is he's not really fully evil. He found her, raised her, and basically said, "I'm going to create a metal body for you, just like my own, and you can live there, and then I'll take all your emotions away and everything will be fine." But she learns that the London guy is there that killed her mother, and so she leaves him, and so he wants to come after her.
Can I just say one thing about that guy?
Yeah.
He has fucking Jason and like horror movie speed.
and location.
Yeah.
Oh, I know, like he had GPS.
Yeah, because that prison was falling down, and before he even fell down, he's already walking to
in
the
the ocean.
shore.
Yeah, he was in the middle of the ocean, and now he's on the shore.
No way.
And then not only that, she goes into a hidden airship where all the one faction of pirates live, and he knows exactly where they're going and where that's located.
That guy's
so
good.
that was a contrivance. It was dumb.
It was.
Yeah. I just didn't care. I didn't care about him, and they're trying to build this like emotional bond between them, and she starts crying, and then he wants to like he
So
wants
he's
to,
unstoppable. He's literally unstoppable. He blows up the whole air base, because he's like
Asshole.
beating people up in the bar. And you think, man, there's no way you could stop him. But how does she stop him? Through the power of love.
very Star Wars. Very Star Wars.
See,
Well,
they tried to
no.
hammer it on so bad because like he was crushing the boyfriend. I don't know who the fuck his name.
Tom. I think.
Tom.
They were crushing him, and this guy's gonna kill him. He's like, "Don't kill him!" Oh, you love him. She's like drenched in tears. And they're trying to go for some emotion thing. And he's
the
like, "Oh, you love him," and then it changes his
robot
ways.
realizes.
Yeah, and then the robot starts dying. So he's like, "Oh, that's not enough emotion for you." Like, the robot's dying. Oh no, I'm crying because we spent
She
so
goes
much time
from
together.
oh no. Yeah,
It was
but what I
terrible.
liked the storyline where she was out on her own. This guy, I liked that villain.
I
thought-
that. I hate that though because
No.
it takes this
No.
girl, this like mythic 8-year-old girl that survives in the wasteland, and then you're like, oh man, this chick's a badass. She survived on her own.
No.
she's really cool, and she didn't do anything on her own. She had
that wouldn't make any sense. It makes more sense that she was being protected by somebody.
yeah, but that means that she's not a murderer or a badass. She's just like some random girl that was raised by a robot. Mm-hmm. So she's not like this because in the beginning
never
They
a
could have just
murderer or a
teamed. They
badass.
could have just teamed up. It would have been better. Like
yeah,
honestly,
I guess.
it's like, hey, this is my.
I kind of
my
like that.
bodyguard.
Okay, I know you guys shit on it, but I like that subplot. Is hella derivative. It ended in one of the
each-
stupidest things.
Exactly.
You
to
love him. You
yeah.
love each other, and it's because there is a small memory of his own child before he was a robot, and so he has a soft spot for her, and he realizes I won't kill her. or I won't kill her so she feels nothing because she feels love right now. I don't want to take that away from her. And then he dies right then, and then the whole airship falls while he's falling on it, and it blows up.
Place looked pretty cool, ruined it.
Yeah, it was kind of a cool place.
It was cool. It's Stephen Lang, by the way, plays that. I didn't notice that till the end of the credits. So you got that. What else can we spoil here? Hugo Weaving goes crazy. He's like he's not actually built. At first you're thinking he's building a new energy. He's getting all this old tech. And they make a bunch of jokes at our expense, like our deities were the illumination little minions, the yellow minions. They're in the museum. They have all our old tech. They have all our old cell phones.
They had
and shit like that.
The screen age. It's like, yeah, we don't have much records. I guess they just stopped.
They didn't know how to read. We don't think they knew how to read, and
Yeah.
they eat Twinkies, and it's like, I
Yeah,
get
like
it. This is
iPhones and
super
shit.
funny.
The Twinkie lasted 2,000 years, 3,000 years, something like that, and they eat it, and it's still delicious.
None of the jokes hit for me.
It was
Yeah.
stupid.
Yeah.
It was dumb. But Hugo Weaving goes crazy because he's not building an energy source. He's building a super weapon like the ancients had to blow down the Great Wall of China.
Mordor.
But Mordor, Black Gate. Why?
Because he wanted to get
Well, I know
new
they were
stomping grounds. That's
Okay, I know they were running low on food, water, ammunition, and I guess he was going to drive across there and chew up all the cities there
Yeah.
or something.
Here's my nitpick.
But
With-
why
with
are
the-
everybody in London like, yeah? It makes Londoners look like fucking shit. London
psychos.
is a bad guy in this film.
Oh, yeah.
Got that,
And China
riot
is a good
mentality,
guy.
Though.
What?
They just got that riot mentality. It's like, yeah, let's fuck shit up.
yeah.
But here's my nitpick. There's a whole village built right on the wall.
Yeah, I noticed
Why
that.
the fuck would you do that?
So
Exactly.
apparently it's because that place has been attacked in like hundreds of years. Like they keep trying, and it's so safe that they just naturally.
And it reminds
Oh,
me.
and maybe it's actually all the people that tried to attack now live there, because at the end of the film, the Londoners aren't actually assholes. They all come with their hat over their hearts and
Fuck that, kill him. Yeah, but it was so pointless to make it right next to it. It reminded me of that.
and they take them in.
That movie we watched. It's like, we haven't had a werewolf attack in thousands of years. Holy shit, a werewolf!
Yeah, I liked how they have an air fleet, right, to help the wall. And what do they do with the air fleet? They slowly hover right above the wall so that any weapon that attacks the wall will also engulf the entire fleet, even though they can be at any XYZ position in the air.
Yep.
So he shoots the wall several times. He needs a third shot to finally bring the whole thing down. Doesn't do it because 4 pirate ships, those pirates that the main characters randomly meet and have barely any motivation. She just shows up. She's like, hey.
We must do it.
Oh, is that so and so's daughter? Yeah. Didn't you barely know her? Yeah, but we're gonna like die for her. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
cool.
and they all fucking die. They get obliterated with
chemistry.
London's machine guns and shit. And you're supposed to be like, oh no, the blonde guy. Oh no, the girl from The Expanse. Oh no. You
The
know,
blonde guy got shot down. And he's like taking little hits. He's like,
Well, they're shooting.
like,
they're
you
shooting
would've got
22s.
bullets were much better than.
yeah, that's what happened. Oh, I'm shot. I was like, you would have had your limbs torn off.
Yeah, your body would have exploded.
That scene for me was very much like the Last Jedi scene where Poe's going up against the Dreadnought, and it's supposed to be like the biggest ship ever, and he's just like shooting down all the turrets.
Yeah.
4 ships blow up London.
Yeah.
Just 4. Like they had hundreds of ships over there that get sucked
They had
into.
hundreds of anti-aircraft guns.
Yeah, nothing. None of that happened. But 4 ships are like, no, we can take down all the turrets and we can blow it up. It's like, we just do that.
It was but see, again, kind of cool visuals, though. You know, I'm not a fan of like blimp style, ships and awkward ones.
He is.
But I thought it was who? Oh, Joe. Yeah. Well, you just shoot the freaking balloons and it's over
Yeah.
with. Alex pointed that out in a previous review. It ruined Joe's airship fantasy forever.
Your wallpaper's stupid.
So yeah, okay. So these 4 people go over there, and the pirate chick, the single name lady, Jahai or something. I saw her name in the credits, but I don't remember. Windflower. Fights Hugo Weaving in a sword battle or something. Where does he get this fucking sword? I don't know.
He pulls it off a corpse of a dead guard.
Okay, fine. So they're doing a sword battle, and I guess it's just a distraction so that she
Yeah,
can
it
put in the
was.
codes. But I was like, what the fuck? You put in the fucking key that disables the thing. why doesn't it just disable the thing? No, she has to put in a code.
Where
but
did she
yet,
get the code?
But yet, where did
It
number
showed on the
one?
screen.
Where does she get the code?
It said
Number
on-
two,
It
I
said on
saw
the
it on the
screen.
screen.
It shows-
Then why is she
What?
taking 15 minutes to press each and every numerical button while her pirate friend is literally dying?
Well, her pirate friend who's killed almost everybody in this film, like
Yes.
she's killed like 30 people, insane in hand-to-hand combat.
And
She
the Terminator, pretty much.
She loses to a scientist in a sword fight.
I'm gonna give Hugo Weaving the benefit of the doubt
Just 'cause
because
he's
he
a
was
badass.
Elrond.
That guy was
Okay.
Elrond.
All right.
Yeah.
And he's the boss of this film. So anyway, she dies and she falls through the smoke, and it just feels like such a useless death. And maybe was it supposed to be emotional?
I thought it was gonna be further on, like, because she says, "When I die, I want my ashes to be spread out in the wind." And I was like, "Okay, well,
That
they're
didn't
gonna."
happen.
Yeah,
None
and
of
not
that
only
happened.
that, and they just took her ship. I was like, honor her dying wish at
Yeah.
least. Just
I
something.
thought maybe they were gonna pull some kind of thing where it's like she was, your mother's lesbian lover, and she helped raise you or something like that before this guy came into
No,
your
she
life.
just-
Some sort of emotional attachment to
And,
why
yeah.
she cares so much about that. Now, obviously, she doesn't want her city to die, so that's where the motivation comes later. But, I mean, it's not like she shows up right then and defends the city. She's been, helping them out the whole time just because her mother's like, hey.
Yeah, but she doesn't know that she's got like the super secret key, and she just like was supposed to be this 8-year-old girl.
Yeah. So, I don't know. A lot of the weaker motivation. Same thing with Hugo Weaving's motivation to, oh, you don't know me. He's lost. And the power, the thing got shut down. Medusa got shut down. So I'm just going to ram the whole of London into the wall
Why?
and kill everybody.
Well, it'll
except for
probably
me.
break through the wall.
Except for me and one pilot, and then I guess me and one pilot will conquer the rest of the people or something. What the fuck? He's just being spiteful. See, it's just stupid.
Like I said, it's
Stupid
cool,
motivation.
but you're bored.
It's cool, but you're bored. It's cool to look at, but you're totally bored. Yes, you're right. And the Justin Long kind of looking guy, he's just not even really there.
But they're gonna
And the
drift
daughter character
over the world.
of the psycho villain, and she's like, "Dad, stop it." He's like, "Ugh.
You're not my dad anymore.
Yeah, because it
What?
kind of, well, also with that daughter, it kind of seemed like they had a love interest. Like she liked Tom.
That mechanic. No, it seemed like
then
she liked
nothing-
Tom at the first, but then no, she's destined to be with this mechanic
But
guy
that-
because
it went
Tom is
nowhere
gonna
either,
get with the
though.
cut face lady. Yeah, it didn't go nowhere.
No, and
Oh.
that little conflict
She
with that guy
obviously loves
too.
him
Nothing
because
went anywhere.
he calls the engine room on the radio and says, "Hey, is anyone there?" And she goes, "Tom, is that you?" One, you're supposed to be dead, so she recognizes his voice over like a crackling radio perfectly. So she loved that guy.
Yeah, she had to. And then the conflict with
That's
their
for the
coworkers.
There's a love triangle.
Oh, awesome!
I forgot what his name. Tom and the other douchebag. He's like, "Oh, you're supposed to be in the tier 1. Get out of here."
Yeah.
That went nowhere either. That guy just.
douchebag. He was
We didn't even know what happened to him.
Yeah, did he get a
ambitious guy.
promotion? Who
Yeah,
knows?
Did he die?
A lot of threads just left and then resolved. The only thing we really get resolved is the fact that London was an asshole and tried to destroy all the the Black Gate Chinese / Indian. They had I think it was. Do you think this was like a commentary on society?
There was
or
a lot of
immigration
little
policy
subtle
or
things.
something like that.
Well, there was
maybe?
because when the first town gets assimilated into London,
Mm-hmm.
they absolutely added something in where it's like children may be separated from their families
Temporarily.
Yeah, they did a
temporarily. It's
Trump
like
joke or
it's like
something.
all right.
Yeah, so I don't know. I couldn't help to feel like there was some, and then so by the end, the Londoners are trying to kill these people, but then they have to join them. I mean, it's not a bad message. It's just I don't know. It just seemed ham-fisted, contrived. A lot of the plot things where everybody ends up in the same spot, and it just
There's got to be some missing footage somewhere.
Yeah.
I guess there's an extended cut. but I
So you
don't
think
really
this was
watch it.
instead of 3 movies smashed together, it's actually like 7 movies smashed
Yeah,
together?
there
Like,
had to be because like
it does feel like
so
3
many of those
movies.
plots just went unanswered.
Okay. Any other plot things that we could spoil in the film?
There's this thing whenever they were in that Sky City, whatever. There's this lady that's like, "Oh, who cares if they blow everything up?"
Oh yeah, what
But
did
then
she
she
say
goes-
that for?
I
Was
thought
she talking about her own land
That's
people?
what I was. That's what I was thinking.
I thought she said that who cares if they blow up the
rest
all of the moving towns.
The moving town.
Because it's supposed to be like all of the people who are stationary versus all of the moving people.
I now have to bring this up. It's the big fucking elephant in the room, and the hole in the plot is, why are they on moving cities? If it takes so much manual power and labor and resources to move these cities around, you know how much it would take? How much fuel it would take to run that?
Yeah, they were running out of
But
everything.
yet, 5 feet away, people are still living in houses on the other side of the wall. So it's like these fucking idiots are driving It makes no fuck. And I hate to say that because I like the idea of roving cities. It kind of reminds me of orcs in
you're
Warhammer
dinosaur.
40K.
You don't get it. You just don't get it. We're the meteors.
We're the meteor. You don't get it.
But it doesn't make any sense that it's post-apocalyptic, war happens, and then you think, oh, it's post-apocalyptic, everything is a wasteland out there. But no, it's all green, lush, like a fucking farm. Cultivate things. You're running out of food. Use the fucking food here. You know what I mean? So
but they make everything
it's
in
like
algae.
they're dumbasses. I'm hoping that this is all in London, the UK and Europe, and the US is just like, what are you guys doing over there driving around?
No, they were originally from. So they crossed the land bridge from the UK because the first town they take over is a German town, right? It's like a Bavarian village that they take over, and then they just continue.
Because like we never should have gone to Europe or something like that.
I don't know. But they do have USA in there because the little chip says USA, and you're led to believe that maybe the US developed the Medusa weapon because later on they combine USA with ME, and it's like
They made
Perfect
they made a big deal about like you never explore the West, like in North
South,
America.
Oh no,
well,
the
no,
South,
never,
the Southerners.
You never go south, but you never go explore the West.
Okay.
And so that's probably where all the weapons were.
We had a subplot with an old nice man and an old nice lady serving them tea, but it turns out they're on this little caterpillar version.
It's a roly-poly thing.
Yeah, the centipede more like it because these people are evil and they were just gonna sell them off as slaves and stuff like that. And I don't know. The world seems fascinating. It seems like it could be maybe a television series
Like
on
it was
Netflix.
there.
Or maybe
Or
an
an
interesting
animation.
series of young adult books, and it should have been left
There
that
you
way.
go.
And you stop trying to do shit
There you
like
go. But
this.
I want to see
Yeah.
original stuff on screen, even if it comes from books. I'll still count it as original. They just needed to do the story more justice if the books are better. If not, then yeah, this one just didn't work out, guys. But I do think you should watch it eventually. Because I'm just such a fan of the world builder. I know you disagree, but if it's out on Netflix or something like that,
Or
but
if
don't
you're
spend
up
money.
early, just go to midnight.
I think it's going to be a good TV watch if it's on TV or something. So, yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We shall see you on the next Angry Joe Show.
See you guys. Don't forget to subscribe.
Yeah, and ding the bell.
Yeah, and sweet. Thank you for supporting our show. See you on the next one. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.